How would you judge RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1? This is my personal opinion on how I think the season should have gone. For a long time this remained a lost season for me and many people. It wasn't available on Netflix in the UK, and wowpresents Plus wasn't as accessible to me as it is today. When it did eventually get added to Netflix, I had already watched seasons 2 through to 11, so it was a little jarring to go back to the vaseline quality camera. But nonetheless, let's jump into this RuJudging. Before we get started, this is the point system I will be using. Starting off the season is episode 1, Dragon of Time. I would have made a few changes to this episode. I still think Nina was the deserving winner. She really pushes through in this challenge to show her non-traditional drag style, and that's one immunity for next week. However, I don't agree with Angina being in the top. The shape of the outfit's not great and it really doesn't flatter her. I would have placed her as safe as maybe a minimum, but I could have put her as low if I really wanted to. For some reason they only chose to showcase one high queen this episode, and that was Angina, and not the usual two that we would become accustomed to. For me, the high placement should have gone to Chanel and Jade. They both created some fun outfits from the materials and didn't just wear barely edited clothes. The bottom three is definitely correct, and unfortunately we have to say goodbye to the legend that is pork chop, as she very obviously didn't know the words and was very wobbly on her feet. Episode 2 was the girl group challenge. I wouldn't change anything about this episode, so let's not dwell on it for long. Angina was the deserved winner and received immunity for week 3. Kasha and Tammy were definitely the weakest of the week, and Tammy suddenly gives up in the lip sync, becoming the second eliminated queen. Episode 3 is one of the highlights of the season for me. I really wish we would get another version of this challenge in the modern seasons. Again, I do agree with the placement in this episode, however I do want to highlight how Nina for me was just safe. Her performance for me is on the same level of chaotic as Jessica Wild's book interview.
This is your name. Good night.
She's lucky that the bottom 3 all did so poorly. Vivi is the clear winner and Akasha is finally sent home by Chanel's producer headpiece.